the American Red Cross as an HIV prevention educator, which means I drove all over the state of Oklahoma, teaching students in every school district that wanted me, some school districts that probably didn't want me. I also coordinated a peer education program called STAY, which is Students Teaching AIDS to Youth. So if you guys will remember, when we began this journey at pre-service training in Santa Fe, we had a really intense day at Santa Fe Mountain Center. And at the end of it, we talked about our goals for the year. Well, I told my team that my personal goals were to get over my fear of public speaking and to figure out how to better articulate my ideas. I had to figure out how to overcome these fears the first day I was thrown into a class. 30 pairs of eyes were staring at me and expecting me to give them something for their time. It's pretty terrifying. So I strapped on some self-confidence and I gave them every bit of information I could. That one class was all I needed to get over my fears. These kids needed HIV education. They expected me to help them out, to give them what I could, and they expected me to know what I was doing. So I had to figure it out. You guys know that in the HIV education field, in the HIV field period, we don't get to just call into work because we don't feel like going, we don't feel like dealing with our clients' problems or whatever. This became really apparent to me when I got to work one morning. I had driven through the night from Colorado, was expecting to spend the day relaxing in the office, and as soon as I walked through the door, my site supervisor told me that I needed to cover a class for her in Hammond, Oklahoma. No problem, I'll do it, you know. Sat down, Google mapped it. Turns out Hammond, Oklahoma is 250 miles away from Tulsa, and I needed to be there by noon. So I panicked a little bit, had a bit of a breakdown. That was the day I realized that burnout's real, it happens. I sobbed the first 2 hours of the drive. I cried from Tulsa to Oklahoma City, just freaking, it was awful. And after I got through the turnpike booth in Oklahoma City, I figured out I had to pull myself together. Got my act together, I taught 2 classes, which was about 50 kids. So all told, I drove 9.5 hours in a frazzled state to teach 50 kids. It was a bit of an interesting day. But the next morning, I got a call from the principal of the school, and she just thanked me repeatedly for coming and helping her kids. No one from that side of the state would come and teach a class. I was the only person who would come to her. And I think that's when I realized that the things we do are absolutely crucial. They are so important. In Oklahoma, you need 35 hours of driver's ed before you can get behind the wheel of a car. The state only mandates 90 minutes of sexual education in the form of HIV education. Most schools don't meet that mandate. I've gone to schools where they say you have 20 minutes, go, and I'm supposed to give these kids all of this information. So every single second matters to the people that we're touching. All told, I've taught 140 classes with a total of 7,218 students. If even one of these students thinks back to something I said before they engage in a risky behavior, my service has been worth it. This year will always be a part of me. I've grown in ways I still don't understand. On August 9th, I start my medical education at OSU College of Osteopathic Medicine, so in 4 short years, I'll fulfill my lifelong goal of becoming a doctor. I'll be able to stay active in the community through school organizations, through the Tulsa AIDS Coalition, which is an amazing organization. I think my service will prove invaluable as I begin interacting with patients. I understand now, you need to meet people where they are. I would go into classes, people wouldn't want to talk about HIV, they'd want to talk about Hep C. So how can I educate them on hepatitis C and also give them information about HIV? Through dealing with students of all ages and maturity levels, I've learned patience this year. After making such an effort to educate myself and others, I've grown confident in myself. By paying attention to each and every question that people have asked, no matter how strange, and learning to answer thoughtfully, I can talk to people without feeling foolish. So basically,